Otaferwa Revival TV.
Munywani wanje kandi mugenzi wanje uri okwe nobasa kuba noraba ombintu ebikurabanisemu bikakuteekateekisa kubi okahurira amagara gona gaba kubi nangwaye wibuza nze hininga nkoreki konka nienda kugambira ngo tori wenka
obutehurira je o tiine shonga konka kumanya ngutokwehurira je n'entandikiriro y'okubaje
Twegiteho rwa mukaga kuyashabira kusikesha 3 ezo mwabazi turi kuganira n'abahumuriza bakugu abiri no kwehayo kukwera kubasemera abana muyenzi nebyo bushwere okutebekana no kubaje kwe bitekateka nitugamba habintu binji ebikuru munonga
umuhumuriza wanje ahinira ukuntu kureba ibintu kandi kabishobora cyo nyegire miringo yo gukora je mukago no kushemera kwe bitekateko
manya bintu byo muhendo okuhabara ko mutano kandi okwerwa kw'abantu abari kwetegereza byo rukorabamo yaba nora banasibwa amabitekateko binji no sherro bahabuzi omunshonga zamaka ninga no yendo bushwere obutebeke turuhanu ahabwawe
munywani wanje otaferwa entebekanisa omuhumuriza wanje eyo kubasa kutunga amagara marungi kandi enteekateeka nungi buri wa mukaga shayibiriza omwazyo nanye omutebekanisa kathemisime
omuhumuriza wanje ahakuba umwe n'obutubasa Otaferwa Revival TV jiraho umwanya kucurire ohikanise bitekateko
izoba rukuhendera tungo businje no kuhumura umukushaba no kwetekatekaho
ko kucurera ko mwabazyo kwikane niwe obwe turi kwija hamwe turi kweherera umukwikiriza no kwetegereza biturumu
reka eshara no kutekateka je bikubera umwanya gwo businje ekiro kitakatandikire twegite umukushaba ko mwabazyo n'ekigambo kirukuhumuriza kandi no kutekateka je okora kwere kutunga ubuhumure nembabazi
hendera izoba ryawe oyi no kugariza bitekateko nyuma okamanya biri kugenda omumisho ahariyo businje no kushaba
program okushaba no kwetekatekaho nanyo muhereza wawe Dickens agaba karungi omwana warwo
urwa mukaga na Sunday kutandikana shahi nezekero aha Revival TV amagarum bwijwire Otaferwa Revival TV
munywani wanje oyinita karyawe noyenda kuruguza obuzirwo warugura narukagura itaka ryawe bongo bwa hatu noyenda kuruguza aba Amity Realtors Limited beja kucungura
geti ya bus park ninga hitaji rya Bersia umucombe ku cyaro kwa Gosenega na Amazon Building mushanju 52 kinana nemwe kinana na munana kinana munana ejo nisaba banira urinde byawe nabawe hari ukintu cyo buguzi bwingi nko muzire kushomesa umwana w'umurumo ugwa abana nabijikuru bariryaho itendekero ni rimwe ryonka Rain Training Center Limited Marara.
The main program youth training aho neya hotel management and institutional catering konkesho tishuzibire koncheraho other programs like saloon and computer kano mgezi programs twine program y'emyaka ebiri that is basically about hotel management and institutional catering. Then under hotel management, we are also offering programs for the 3-month students. Abana bakwa batamaze senior 4 tubahereza opportunity nangwa mugisha go kwegebye mikono ombya hotel management and institutional catering na saloon.
Mwenu bashanje mu rurembo rwambarira ahife bituro bya kukonjeru amahando gwatora cyamugorani naro terasi munoti mushanjwina 22 nkaga na munana anana mukaga nari noti mushanjwinoti 2 kinana na mukaga 30 anana 3
Revival
5 TV amagarum wijwire.
Welcome to round 5 of the Nationals Debate Championship organized by Teachers Debate Network. The motion for this round has a context slide. The 27 Club is a group of influential musicians, artists, and celebrities who died at the age of 27, often under tragic circumstances like the substance abuse and alcohol. Some of the most prominent examples include Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Winehouse, Jim Hendrix, and Janis Joplin. The motion for this round states, this house prefers to be part of Club 27 than live an average anonymous life. Arguing in the proposition will be Ntunga Mogals High School, and in the opposition will be Ntale School. Over to you, the judge, to set some ground rules. All the best.
Okay, thank you. My name is Chisero Mohsin, and I'm going to be the judge in this room. The rules remain the same, using 5 minutes of speech. I will be showing you this for the first time to show you that you've used 1 minute, and when I show it for the second time, it means you're left with 1 minute. So I will then be showing you that your time is done. Yeah, that's when your 5 minutes are done. You're going to be using 2 minutes for reply speech. Hope that's all. Okay, first affirmative speaker. I'm ready when you're ready.
Well, I begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. I respect the tape of the Honorable Adjudicator, faculty members, and the worthy opponents. We as team government, we are here to subject to this resolution which states that this house prefers to be part of the 27 Club than live an average anonymous life. Yes, we prefer to be part of the 27 Club. According to our research, we find that 51% of the families, they are facing a problem of poverty. We want to solve a problem that is facing our families. Why? Because we want to be part of the 27 Club. These are examples that Jenny Joplin, they are showing us examples of people who live this life and they are still remembered up to now. They are setting very good examples to people like who are facing problems, because we want to live, first of all, we want to leave a legacy. This is a life which we would like to live and live an impactful life for our families behind, because behind we have these families which are facing problems. Our families are not developing. Why keep chasing a dream? Why don't we go for that dream and get it? Let us be part of the 27 Club and fight for something that we would wish to have. Second, we want to embrace creative freedom, showing these people that what they are trying to chase, this is whereby these people are not getting a lot of freedom. They want to just live an average anonymous life. Why live that life yet there is a life that will help you develop, the life that is going to help your families develop, the life that your children are going to inherit. This is the inheritance, because when you go for that life, you're going to get money, you're going to get richness, you're going to get fame, you're going to get everything that you would wish to have as a person, as a family, as a group. Here we as team government, we as team of proposition, we prefer to be part of the 27 Club, because this one shows us that living for a very long life without anything is just nothing than living deeply with something that you're going to get something from that thing. Why live an average anonymous life that is not going to impact you in any case? Let us just opt to live a 27 Club life, because we see these examples of people lived and up to now their music is still hitting. That's why we should prefer. We are setting examples for these young musicians who would also love to be part of us, because these musicians, there are some of them who are still very young. They do not know what is happening in this music industry. But if we call on to them and we tell them, hey, do you know what? We have got this and this. They will be able, why should you try to live a very long life that is not meaningful, that is not going to help you? Why should you live for that life that is going to fade away? You're going to die. Very many people have died, and we see our country and still has a very big problem of this life where people have lived, and we see our country still not developed. Let us try and run for the 27 Club and help our country develop. Let us run for the 27 Club and help our families develop. Let us run for the 27 Club and be part of this life that will help us to get something from it. Not living a life that is not impactful just because you want friendship, just because you want to endure those lives, just because you want those big friends. Why keep those friends and yet they are not going to help? In the end future, you're going to die. Yes, you know, death is there, but it's better you live a legacy. Live a legacy that is not Leave a powerful legacy that outweighs a long and an eventful life. Like, let's all get boldly and support this life of the 27 Club, because these musicians are showing a very good hint to us. Do you know what? We have got these musicians who are able to help their families develop. Up to now, we still see that their families still hint, their music is still hitting, and up to now, the people can be able to get on what they want. These examples of musicians should also run for this, because they know that these people were able to live a very good and a very good life. Though they died for a very we are not running for this life that is very ordinary. This life of the 27 Club that does not want to help them. This life of the 27 Club is not showing these people that, do you know what you're doing is good for you. These people just want to keep the friendship. These people just want to keep the longevity, just for nothing, not gaining anything, but just gaining love, friendship that will not help us develop. They're just running for something that will not help them get something. But for us, we are here to try to live an eventful, as a life that is just tremendous, that will just help us live a romanticizing life that will help you even develop. Even your grand and great grandchildren will have to live on that life, and they will know. Do you know what? We can all keep on doing that, so as we can develop something, so as we can get something. Because we see these people died and they were hardworking. It helps you to become very hardworking, because the average anonymous life just wants people just to keep in their seats, keep on chasing. Why do you keep on chasing for a dream? Instead, let us run for, my protected time. Let us run for this life that will help you develop. This life that will just set a very good advantage for the young people that are still there. So we, as Team A Proposition, we proudly propose this motion by saying that a powerful legacy outweighs a long and eventful life. I beg to submit.
Thank you, first affirmative speaker. Let's have the first negative speaker.
For more clarity, if there is any question, I'll be. So, I'll begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. This house prefers being part of the 27 Club than to live in an average anonymous life. So, panel, let us look at what today's debate goes on and wants us to do. Today's debate is about the value of life. Today's debate is about what is life if life doesn't bring something which people are able to see. What is life if it doesn't contribute to the community? That's what today's debate wants us to go on and look at. So, let us go and look at what they present. They go on and tell us that this point in the 27 Club, although they have lived for a less life, they go on and sing music. But the question arises, to what extent does music contribute? We'll go on and ask them a question. To what extent does music contribute to our society? Let us look at this very well. We think that all what music does is to go on and make these people happy. It just goes on and makes our life happy. But what life is actually into something that is very important is all into the average anonymous life, whereby these people are able to live long. They go on, they become doctors, they go on and they become engineers, they go on and become teachers. That's where the life goes on to become meaningful. We think that life is not meaningful just because by going on and dying at the age of 27. That's not life. That's all what they go on and present to us. And then also, they go on and tell us legacy. But then also a major question arises. What is legacy if that legacy is not enjoyed by the people who leave it behind there? If I die right now and I leave all my stuff, how is that legacy? We think that legacy is something which is bearable. All what we think is that this legacy has to go on and be enjoyed by these people. Legacy is not legacy just because I leave it outside there. Legacy has to be enjoyed by these people. That's not fair into their case. They also go on and tell us that they have to go on and solve issues of life. But then also, still a very big question goes on and arises up. This people of the 27 Club, most of them, they are lonely. Most of them, they don't have families. Most of them, they are just there, they are lonely. So which families do they want them to go on and live outside there? Anyway, I'll pick you up later. Anyway, at a very great extent, we actually think that this today's debate should mostly be on to the value of life. What is the meaning of life if life has no contribution? So, let us look at
point of information.
What the 27 Club has, it just goes on and consists of tragic and it also has a painful reality. Let us look at how this comes about. What is mostly into the 27 Club? These people, they go on and take drugs. What then that goes on and leads to us is the issues of addiction and mental illness. We actually think that all what these issues do, they are painful. All these issues, they are not bearable. All these issues, they don't like them. Even if we are to look at the songs at which they have been singing into the vast majority of instances, these songs, they have just been seeking for help. They have been seeking for help, and whereby this help never came for them. That actually means that their life which they were in wasn't nice. Their life which they are in wasn't bearable at any cost of extent, which isn't something to go on and glorify. We actually think that all what proportion does is going on and glorifying strategy. And then also about the issue of legacy, we actually think that legacy is not left. As also what legacy actually means. Legacy, if something is to be legacy, there has to be no suffering. We think that legacy is more defined whereby we are able to enjoy it, and then also we are not able to suffer. Dying at a
POI.
And then also being isolated isn't legacy. What it is strategy. They should
POI.
Is not something that is very important. What they gain from being famous just went on and destroyed them. That isn't something that is very important. So let us look at anonymous life. What an anonymous life is. It is living a long, stable life minus strategy. What this is not failure, but what it goes on and consists of the values of life. What a life goes on and defines, life mostly goes on and defines relationships, raising family, and then also contributing to the community. These are things which are much into the world. What people all what people want is to go on and see the world evolving, and the world cannot evolve when people just go on and die at the age of 27 just by by becoming musicians. What life then means is to go on and become people like all those kinds of. What then do we get from the average anonymous life? What we get growing, evolving opportunities. What then is that the poverty can also be resolved into a world just because of these people. They are able to get jobs which go on and help people. And also, let us go the 27 though the outcomes, we actually think that it has to be with love and this love and purpose, it can't be fulfilled if there is no future, any kind of something which is important to them, like for example doctors, teachers, all those things which go on and resolve. This is success. What success is just being well. Success is not defined by fame. It goes on and destroys us. They should also go and look at what our team mostly wants. It just wants to reduce human suffering. Human suffering is something which has to be catered for, but not just which they think is nice. In the long run, what our world is able to achieve is peace, and also much more the value of life. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful speech. Let's have the second affirmative speaker.
Thank you very much. I respect the panel. I begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. These people raised a question to us saying, what fulfillment are you going to live? My dear panel, I'd like you to inform you that these people did not get what we are saying. We said, you are going to live a family that is going to grow up from your foundation. This is a family that is going to look up to you. This is a country that is going to gain from what you are doing. First of all, I think they did not understand the meaning of the 27 Club. And this, again, they did not understand they did not understand the meaning of the 27 Club. We are looking at the meaning of the 27 Club as a group of artists who have died at an early age, depending on the mental health, maybe dying of addiction, and then also drug abuse. These people really did not get us very well. And again, our first farmer came here and clearly stated that this is an act resolution. It is based on individual basis. We are basing on individual basis. This is an act resolution where we are bringing one of the constructive material as legacy. Legacy living for our family. Legacy living for our own well-being. Raising a foundation where people are going to stand in from. I think these people did not get us very well. We again said, let me ask you one question. What influence are you going to leave for your country? Because you are talking about influence. I did not hear. They said about influence, dear panel, but they did not tell us influence. What influence do you see from anonymous and average lives, this person who is very poor? He does not help any country at anything. They are all about increasing the population of the country. They are not leaving anything for the country. But take an example, these musicians. These musicians are going to invite concerts. These musicians are going to come in and help Uganda entirely. But these people are not very anonymous life. The people, not now.
There are people who are going to come in and then they start seeking help from the country. Because they are lazy, they do not want to work on their own. Dear panel, I want you to get me very clearly on this. We are looking at this resolution. Being part of the 27 club, you are not forced. It is your choice. That's why we stand as team government and we base that it is on individual basis. You are not forced. Even if you see this musician, you are not forced to go and be like him. We are living, we as a country in affirmative side. We are saying we are going to leave a legacy, impact on others. Take an example. This is a musician who is going to leave money for his life. Even if he has died at an age of 27, he has opted to be part of the 27 club because he does not want his family to live the same as the other people are living. Our first farmer came and told us 52 families in Uganda, a percentage is rising in poverty consumption. These people are suffering a lot of poverty. These people are undergoing a lot of poverty. So I, as a person who is willing to improve in my family, I, as a person who is willing to look up to my children, the children of my sisters, the children of my aunts, who are going to come and join in this family, I do not want them to suffer. That's why we are still standing there. This is a choice bet. This is an act resolution. We are saying we want to stand up and leave a foundation for where our family relatives, our friends are going to come in and stand, but not undergo this suffering of the anonymous and average life. I think they do not also, I'm sure, these people do not understand the meaning of an average anonymous life. These are people who are undergoing a lot of suffering. Take an example, we have people who are living anonymous life, and these are parents, these are teachers. What if a global crisis comes in Uganda, like we had an epidemic of COVID? They are stopped to do what they do. These people have nothing to depend on. These people have nothing to do. These people are going to suffer more. But me, who has opted to go for the 27 club, I am saving, I am getting my money. I know even if such crisis hits my country, these people are going to get where to depend. These people are going denied. Again, we still bring our constructive material as impact. We are leaving an impact for our family. We are leaving an impact for our children. Therefore, dear judge, we would rather live a short life but impactful that inspires others and leaves a long-lasting legacy rather than living this unremarkable and quickly forgotten life where the country is not going to gain anything. We are standing in for our families. We are standing in for our future children, the children of our families. We are standing in for any cause that may come in. How are our people going to survive? How are we going to survive? We are looking at the poverty in Uganda. That is why I still stand and say this is an act resolution and choice. It is not forced. It is not a mandatory to join the 27 club. That is why we joined the 27 club, because we want to develop our country, but not go under a lot of suffering and go in a lot of miscarriages and getting a lot of problems. So dear judge, consider our side and look at the instance of developing Uganda and leaving the 27 club as an individual basis. Thank you very much. I beg to submit.
Thank you for that wonderful speech. Let's have the second opposition speaker.
Okay, so panel, team AF comes and proposes that a life under the 27 club would be the best life for anyone possible because A, for some reason this somehow builds families. Then another lie they tell is somehow it aids the country's economy, which no one seems to understand. They come and also complain throughout their whole second speech that the 27 club is not an issue of mandate, and it's completely up to the person's choice. No one is arguing against that, so no one is going to take that argument on, so we're not going to talk about that today. So now, if we're talking about families, let's talk about how the examples of 27 club members we have there. No one ever takes time to think about Kurt Cobain's children. No one takes time to think about Janis Joplin's children. So if you're actually going to think about the 27 club as something that exists, you'd rather come and present facts that are not actually lies. Now, B, if we're talking about things like the country, there is not a single country that has music benefiting its economy to a substantial degree. No country eats music for breakfast and it does not build its economy at all. If we're talking about a life of anonymity on our side, for example, if someone said to actually contribute to society and become a doctor, rest I'm still protected, and become per se a doctor, they would actually save more lives. Notice if you're even talking about other things like legacy, then someone is more likely to remember the doctor that saved their lives for years than the person who made a song that they danced to, probably somewhere at home. no one is going to actually think about legacy if you're not contributing something that substantial. Then we're going to talk about things like calling on to younger musicians. They talk about things like how there are so many other younger artists that would love to be part of the 27 Club and actually enjoy life. What you give to them is nothing more than an illusion. Because if we are being honest with ourselves, a lot of people in this room know people that are actually trying to pursue a better career in music. But at the end of the day, you cannot come and lie to people that, hey, come and live this lifestyle and assured you'll leave a legacy behind. At the end of the day, even if you are leaving this legacy behind, what does this contribute? All you are doing is glorifying something and not actually showing the downside of it. With glorification of the 27 Club, all you are seeing is that they present to you the best sides of it, whereby you are living per se a name which is completely unsubstantial, and then they completely fail to show you the negative side of the 27 Club. If you're talking about the 27 Club, then how about you talk about everything that comes with it, and not just the good side of it? If we're talking about the 27 Club, let's talk about how most of the members of it, for example, Kurt Cobain, died of overdose of drugs. If you're going to live a life whereby you know by the age of 27, I'll succumb to drug overdose, and I want to live my life making music, that makes zero sense. So now if we're talking about things like contribution to society, if they want to talk about contribution to society, which was their biggest point, something about them, how these people are building their country, that makes zero sense. Any person is going to take a doctor, an engineer, they're going to take buildings that have been made, lives that have been saved any day over some music that you are playing in a room alone or dancing, whatever it is. At the end of the day, we're going to have to use logic here and think what is the best for the people. The best way to live your life is actually contributing to society. Because if we're talking about legacy is on their side is completely unsubstantial. All they leave behind on their side of legacy is simply maybe your remembrance as an artist. Then again, let's think about how the legacy on their side is completely forgotten. If we're being honest, very few people in this room born within the years after these people had died actually rarely think about these musicians. Their legacy may be painted as rock solid, but at the end of the day, someone is going to come to wash it. We remember a lot more artists that are here right now alive, and a lot more people that have actually helped build the country and have actually lived lives that we need. Then, again, they come and talk about family. What does a family need? A family needs someone that is actually going to look after and provide for the family. A father that is dead by the age of 27 is not going to be able to do anything for his family. A father who actually sits down and thinks about it and says, hey, how about I get an actual job? Regardless of anonymity, regardless if no one is going to remember my name, let me actually provide for said family that they keep arguing for. So if we're talking about the 27 Club and family, we beat them on grounds that we have actually shown that their side is off. So now, let's put it into comparison. They present that on their side, they strengthen legacy and actually contribute to the country, which are the two biggest points they present. Now, again, they show that if they glorify these artists, then for some reason, they are going to somehow uplift artists. How do we beat them on our side? On our side, we clearly show you that if you want to leave a legacy behind, leave it behind in the lives that you save. Leave it behind in the buildings you construct, the schools you make, and everything else, regardless of anonymity, regardless of if someone knows your name. B, we beat them again on family, showing them that what a family needs, what a family cares for, isn't a superstar father, a rock star. All they care for is someone is actually going to be there for him and actually be there to raise his own children. We also beat them on grounds of glorification and the youth themselves. We beat them on grounds that if someone is actually a doctor, if someone pursues a reasonable career, they can actually make it in life. But on their side, they show false hope and depict to the youth a lifestyle of drug abuse and basically what no one should be opting for. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful speech. Let's have the third affirmative speaker.
Begin my speech in A, B, C. Panel, team opposition comes here and tells us that being famous is not important. But panel, we see that what counts is not the years that you've lived in your life, but the life that you've lived in your years. They also come here and say that where there is legacy, there is suffering. Panel, what about where there is no legacy and there is no suffering? And what they come here, team opposition comes here and tells us that where there is legacy, there is suffering. But as team government, we pose a question to them, what of where there is no legacy and there is no suffering? Because they are supporting an average anonymous life, but we see they are living no legacy and they still suffer because they live an average anonymous life. It is a life full of suffering, and they are also poor. They are living no legacy, and we see they are going under suffering. They come here and tell us that they are not informed about any country where music industry is adding to their economy. But we are looking at a country like Nigeria, where music industry has made it famous, has made it known worldwide. For example, musicians like Ruga, who is 26 years, we've seen his music add on the economy of Nigeria through the concerts that he carries out in Nigeria. We also see, as team government, we stand up and fight for our dreams, for our own selves, because this is an ACTA resolution. It is on individual basis, and we see that as team government, we have constructive materials as legacy. We also embrace creativity, and also we see the impact of being part of the 27 club. We see as team government, being part of the 27 club, we want to live an impactful life. We want to live a short and impactful life, not a long and uneventful life. Dear panel, we see that we have to stand up and fight for our own dreams. We have to stand up and fight for our own dreams, our own selves, because we see now living an average and anonymous life, it will not impact us. Please reserve it. We see that being part of the 27 club, it will help us. At least if I have a dream to fulfill, but I'm living an average anonymous life, I don't have money which will push me to fulfill my dream. I better be part of the 27 club and help out myself, make my dreams come true. We also see we have to set a legacy for ourselves. We have to set a legacy for our family. We have to leave something behind. Though we are living a short life, we have to show our families, we have to show people that we have at least left a legacy. Even if we have lived a short life, we have to see that at least there is, if it is music industry, actually the team opposition came here and said that legacy is not benefiting anyone. But we see these examples of the 27 club members. They have left a legacy through their music industry, and it is being enjoyed by the people now. That is a legacy that they have left, and it is enjoyed by the people. They have also given breath to the troubled human beings. Through the music industry, they've said these troubled human beings who have lost hope through their music industry, they are able to regain their strength. They are able to be given new lives once again. We also We also have to embrace creativity. We look at musicians like Jimi Hendrix, who never had parental support but had to look up to himself. He had to train himself to play, and now he became a guitar god. And so that is why we are joining part of the. That's why we are opting to be. That is why we are preferring to be part of the 27 club, so that we can embrace creativity, so that we can join our skills, so that we can reveal our skills, so that we can get to know our skills and embrace creativity. Through being part of the 27 club, we can be able to make up something for ourselves. We can be able to be beneficial to ourselves, not living an average anonymous life which is full of suffering. For example, we have examples of people who live an average anonymous life, and in this we have teachers. Dear panel, if we are to take an example, if we are to look at teachers, during the lockdown, they didn't have what to do. Their jobs were shut down, and living an average anonymous life. I don't think if this lockdown continued for a lifetime, their life would continue. Their life would have been shattered. But we are looking at these people who are part of the 27 club. Being part of the 27 club, their music still stands. Their lives still stand because they are looking at embracing creativity. Dear panel, for a life of boldness and immorality, we proudly propose. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you, third affirmative speaker. Let's have the third negative speaker.
This house prefers to be part of the 27 club than live an average anonymous life. Okay, Chair. Allow me to first show you why they can never achieve the objectives they want to achieve if they're on the 27 club. A. I think whenever people on the 27 club, they can never value things like family. Why? These people in the 27 club are people like drug addicts. I think that whenever you're a drug addict, you're much more likely going to be irrational. Whenever people within our societies are irrational under the drug addiction, under drug abuse, I think much more likely these people within our societies can never value things like family. So at the end of the day, whenever people in the 27 club when proposition thinks that people in the 27 club can value things like family, I think it's a straw man. I think it's false information in today's debate. Then two, they just whenever people in the 27 club, they want to live an impactful life. Let me show you why they wouldn't much more likely impact society. I think that even if people in 27 club left a legacy, they would only inspire musicians. So, okay, chair, let's look at the magnitude of this. I think that whenever people within our society are largely musicians and they are largely impacting society in terms of music, I think that the music industry cannot really develop the country in terms of economy. I think to a large extent, where not every person in society joins the 27 club, but a particular number of people join the 27 club, I think they can never largely impact society to an extent that everyone benefits. But let me show you how we, on our side, everyone within our societies benefits when they live an average anonymous life. We show you that whenever people are within our societies live an average anonymous life, they're much more likely going to be doctors, engineers, and so whatever. I think that even if we have some particular people within our societies who are poor, I think much more likely, because we have people like doctors within our societies, because we have people like teachers within our societies, I think they are much more likely going to set up things like schools and educate society. So we think that much more likely within our societies, people who prefer to live an average anonymous life, they're much more likely going to care for society. I think that people who live an average anonymous life have right minds, and they're much more likely in their right minds, and they're much more likely care for society and are morally upright. But most importantly, I think people who live an average hold on. But most importantly, I think people who live an average anonymous life value things like family, value things like friends. I think much more likely these people within our societies live an average anonymous life are going to get true friends, true family. So at the end of the day, people within our societies who live an average anonymous life, who are not irrational and in the right sense and in the right mind, they're much more likely going to care for their families to a large extent because they're morally upright and morally obliged. Then two, on the clash of influence on society, on two worlds, who are the most people with a large influence on society? Let me compare the influence that the 27 Club has on people within our societies. I think even if the 27 Club has influence on the music industry within our societies, to what extent can the music industry sustain the economy of our societies? To a very, very low extent. That's a true fact. But let me show you how, in our world, to a large extent, people within the anonymous life are much more likely going to influence society. We show you that people like doctors and teachers are much more likely going to impact society to a large extent. Then on another idea, they tell us that living a long life with nothing does not value anything and has no meaning. But let me show you, whenever you live an average anonymous life, you're much more likely going to have meaning. I think whenever you live an average anonymous life, you're much more likely going to care for your families. We show you that people within an average anonymous life are much more likely going to care for families and are morally upright. So at the end of the day, within two words, we show you that in our world, we are much more likely going to have morally upright society. But most importantly, we think that people within our societies value families and they value friends. But most importantly, we think that in our world, people are morally upright, they're much more likely impact society in a good way. Why? Because we show you that these people care for everyone. These people like doctors and teachers have an impactful society and they're morally upright. Then on the issue of global crisis, they tell us that whenever people are in a global crisis, what happens? We show you that whenever people are in a global crisis, within our world, people are much more likely going to go through that global crisis because we have doctors and teachers. Okay, on the issue of magnitude, we show you whenever you live in a 27 club, people within that regard are never going to make meaningful relationship because people will always love you because of your money, because of your riches and fame. Then two, on the issue of legacy, we show you that even if you leave a legacy of music and whatever, and even if people bought into that idea, I think that the musicians would be the only ones to buy into that idea, and we show you how the music industry can never impact society to a large extent to care for every person who never joins the 27 club. But we show you in our world, even if we have poor people who are not doctors and teachers, these doctors and teachers are much more likely going to care for them because they're morally obliged to do so and they have the capability to do so. So on today's debate, we beat them on two ideas. We beat them on the idea of capability. We show that people within our societies are much more likely capable to care for everyone, even if they are poor certain people. But we show you that in their world, if there are particular people who are poor and not in the 27 club, they can never be cared for in that regard. So with that being said, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that wonderful speech. So let's have the reply speech from negative. But first, wait a minute. Yeah, you can continue. You can start.
Okay, panel, notice that in today's debate, the major focus was on value of life. Value of life as in that, would you rather live a life of anonymity, though as an average person, contributing to society, as a regular everyday person, whether as a doctor, engineer, or anything else, leaving behind basically no name, or live a life of drug abuse and self-torment so that you can be well known even after your death? So on which side shows you the best life to live for a person? Now, let's go through all the fallacies they were presenting today as their major principles. They claim that as a person, in the part of the 27 Club, the best life to live would be that because you contribute to your country. Then they claim to back that up with Nigeria. We're being honest with ourselves. That's just presenting yourself with more false information. Everyone in this room knows that Nigeria's good economy isn't from music. It's from the oil and agriculture that they do. Oil and agriculture, basically team neg right here. That's basically a life of anonymity, actually contributing to the country. The music in Nigeria may be well known, but that is not what feeds people every day. And then again, if we're talking about legacy, we all acknowledge that yes, the people in the 27 Club do leave behind a name. At the end of the day, every side agrees though that it is washed away. Because at the end of the day, someone will come back, do what you did, and everyone in that case will remember them more than you. But if we're talking about legacy substantially, here on Team Neg, we show you that the legacy you leave behind is basically not necessarily in the name you have, but even in the work you do. The lives you save, the buildings you construct, the schools you make, the students you teach, and all of that. And if, let's say, best case scenario, everyone decides to think as smart as Team Af thinks, and everyone decides to think as smart as Team Neg thinks. We have everyone on their side deciding to join the 27 Club, obviously not by force, but everyone just decides, hey, let's join the 27 Club. You have a bunch of people taking drugs, and a bunch of people that are going to live a life of lavishness that basically they benefit nothing from. Here on our side, we have a life of anonymity, where our country is actually moving forward, the economy is stable, and people are actually living good lives. So, thank you.
Thank you for that speech. Let's have the last speech in this debate.
Thank you very much. Dear panel, these people tell us about suffering in legacy. And we stood here clearly and told them, there is no suffering in living a legacy. You are living this life. Why are we comparing the 27 Club, which is a bit bigger, and then this an average anonymous life? It means there is a difference between living for a legacy and then living for an average anonymous life. Living an average anonymous life, they are bringing to us that they are supporting the suffering of the country. But we are looking in this perspective from the country affirmative, that we are going to develop our country. We are going to leave a foundation where our children, where our relatives are going to stand on. They tell us about living lonely by musicians. Are those musicians born from heaven? They have their parents. They are not living lonely. They are not living lonely. Dear panel, they also say that in the 27 Club, they are drunkard. Dear panel, research brings it clear that Kurt Cobain, one of the shortlisted musicians, this was a person who lost parents, who finished his Form 6, and his parents divorced. He took drugs because the parents divorced, but he did not take drugs because he wanted to join the 27 Club. Dear panel, they also tell us that these people are not helping the economy of the Uganda. Our speaker stood here and told them that these people are really helping in the economy by calling up for concerts, and people are traveling miles and miles and bringing the revolution of the country. We believe that meaning comes not from how long you live, but how deeply you live and how widely you touch others. That is from the country affirmative. A powerful legacy outweighs a long life, and remarkable life for his boldness and morality. We are proud to propose this resolution where we have said we are showing you an impact behind. We are showing you that this is an act resolution. Up to now, dear panel, they have not understood that this is based on individual basis. People are working on them. Therefore, dear panel, consider our side. Consider our side to be winners. And
thank you.
I rest my case.
Yeah, thanks to both teams for the submissions that you've made. Thanks for giving us a wonderful round. In the meantime, you can be shaking hands, interacting as I finalize with my verdict.
It's the first round of Teachers Debate Network, and this is the National Debate Championship held here at Ntale School, where we have very many schools that are turning up, of course, to showcase their skills in debate, their skills in argument, their skills in critical thinking. And of course, it is brought to you live at Revival TV, where we are saying we have to reach to the dot and extend this to our students, to our learners that are in holiday, that cannot make it to Ntale School, but indeed can get this live from their watching rooms back at home. And in this round, ladies and gentlemen, that are watching us at Revival TV, we are having Ntunga Mogals High School in the proposition, versing Ntale School in the negative or in the opposition. And of course, they are debating a very, very critical and pertinent motion. And of course, it has information that this house prefers to be part of the 27 club than live in an average anonymous life. We are going to listen from each one of them in a summary how they felt this motion was, who stood out, what actually their point of contention was, and what is their take, and what is their expectation, and why do they expect. I'm going to the team that was in the affirmative, the team that was proposing, the team in the government that was saying, indeed, these people should live in and support the 27 club. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
How was this round?
The round was very hot and very good.
Indeed, I had a lot of English flowing when I didn't hear anything. How did you see it?
It was good to the extent that we are really varying the economy and development of Uganda.
Okay, what are these 27 clubs?
These 27 club are a group of artists who died at an age of 27 after achieving great fame, but also struggling with addiction, mental health, and self-destructive behavior.
Why do you think you're supporting this motion in summary as a whole team? Why are you supporting?
We are supporting this resolution because it is an act resolution. It is a choice resolution.
Now there is someone who doesn't know act, there is someone who doesn't know choice. Why are you supporting? For us who do not understand that detailed English.
Okay, I understand. So this resolution, it stands for one to make choice where to belong. So we as the team affirmative, we have sat and looked at the economy of Uganda, the rate at which Ugandans are poor, where we brought 52% of the families are really living a bad life, which is very anonymous. So we stand and say, if someone makes a choice and they decide to join the music industry, just to die in a few years, but leave a foundation for the family members and develop the country economically.
She's already supporting that they should leave a foundation for the family members or the people that will come after them. Let me talk to the opposition, people that are always negating motions. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
I am doing fine.
What's your name?
Arinda Anison.
Alinda?
Anison.
Anison. Now you're speaking socially, but in the round you were so much running like Kipsuro or Kiprotich. How was the round?
It was good.
How did you find it?
It was very engaging.
You find yourself in the opposition, right?
Yes.
Of this motion.
Yes.
What is your whole side stake, and why do you think you stand out to win this round?
Our whole side stake was that whenever people live an average anonymous life, they value things like family, they are in the right mind, so they are much more likely moral, so they are much more likely care for society and everyone.
So you feel people should live in average, anonymous lives, that they are not noticed by society, they care for their families, and that makes them stand out.
Yes.
Wow. Our dear viewer, for this round, we are so much proud that you've been following us in this whole round. And of course, it comes to the final man, who is the judge, that tells us who has taken this day's round. And of course, as I said, it is the National Debate Championship that is being organized by Teachers Debate Network Uganda, a debate tournament that brings together schools all over, where they started from the regional, district regional, and now they are saying who takes it home after this very national. Stay at Revival TV. More will be coming. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would love to inform everyone that the result is ready. So in this round, or in such a debate, it was a prefers motion where we had a world where someone is being a member of the 27 club and a world where someone is being an average or is living an average anonymous life. So I expected both teams to come up with the highest level of comparison as to why whichever side they are defending in this debate stands out to be more preferable than their opponent's side of defense. So depending on what happened in the debate, let me first tell you what happened in the debate. The analysis that I get from the government side is that when someone is living in the 27 club, such a person is living a good life, such a person is, they're enjoying their life even when it's going to be short-lived. The analysis I get from opposition is that people that live an anonymous life usually live in a life where they engage in things like being teachers, things like being doctors, which they believe are productive things to the country. The arguments that I get from proposition, one, proposition thinks that it's more preferable for someone to be a member of the 27th club where they are going to have an impact or are going to leave an impact that will benefit their families. They think that when someone dies at an early age, but when they've been living a world or a life where they have money, they have wealth, they're likely going to leave a lot of property, maybe for their family members to inherit at the end of the day. Secondly, they think it's then more preferable for a person to be a member of the 27th club such that they can leave a legacy for which or over which they are going to be remembered for a longer period of time, even when they die at the age of 27. Thirdly, they think it's then more preferable for someone to live, to be under that club where they're going to have a lot of influence on society, because when they are famous musicians that have money, they're then going to organize concerts which they believe are important in the economy and are going to contribute to economic development. 4, they think that when someone is a member of the 27 club, such a person is going to live an interesting life. So they're likely going to have better well-being other than living an average anonymous life where they are just suffering, succumbing to things like poverty. What do I get from opposition? Opposition responds to the concept of family. Opposition responds to the concept of family by characterizing the members of the 27 club. In their opinion, they think that these are people who are just drug addicts and they do not have anything like interest in family. They do not have family, they do not value family, and at the end of the day, there is no way that it would be preferable for them to be under such a member in the guise of protecting the family. They also argue that when these people are living an average anonymous life, at least they're going to live a longer period of time where they're going to engage in things like being lawyers, being doctors, being teachers, which they believe are more impactful and beneficial to the society. Also, they say that people or members of society are then most likely going to consider the legacy that has been left out or that has been left back by someone who has been a doctor, who has been a teacher, who has been a lawyer, and not consider the legacy of someone who was just a mere musician but characterized by being a drug addict. At the end of the day, they think that the roles or the things that are being done by the people who are living an average anonymous life are more impactful and beneficial to the economy. That's what happens in the debate. Because of the following reasons, I gave my ballot to the opposition team. 1, when proposition argues that for them they are going to leave a legacy that is, 1, going to enable such a person be remembered for a long period of time to impact society. Opposition tells you that, you see, when someone is living an average anonymous life, these people, even when they are poor, even when they are not that so much famous, at least they still have an impact in society. These people are going to be doctors, these people are going to be lawyers. And they go on they go an extra mile of proving why then there is a more likelihood of people remembering someone who has been a doctor, or people remembering someone who has been a lawyer for a longer period of time, compared to someone who is just going to be a musician and will only be remembered by just fellow musicians. That's what opposition says. Also, to the aspect of family, opposition characterizes the members of the 27 Club as people that are just drug addicts who do not value family in any way. At that point, I expected proposition to come back and defend to us why such analysis that comes from opposition is not true, is not right, why they still then value their families to the extent that they should be in a club where they prefer to die at the age of 27 in the guise of protecting their families. So I do not get such defense or such analysis that proves why the members or someone would prefer to die at an early age to protect the family, which opposition says they do not value at the end of the day. When it comes to the influence of society, or influence to society, for you say, these people are going to benefit society through maybe organizing things like concerts, organizing things like ventures that are in line with the music industry that can benefit the society at large. Opposition tells you that, okay, for us, people are going to be engaging in things like being doctors, being lawyers, and they're going to live for a longer period of time. So they then believe that such life is going to have a bigger influence on society, because then it's going to help the economy develop at a faster rate than how music does. For them, they also prove to you why then music is not something that can be relied on by a country to develop at the expense of ventures like being doctors, ventures like being lawyers, and also teaching. When it comes to the aspect of the well-being of a person, for you say that when people are under the 27th Club, for them they are going to have money, they will live in a good state because they will not be suffering because of poverty. These people tell you that outside of the debate, these people are living an anonymous life. It does not particularly mean that they are poor to that extent. It simply means that these people are living a normal life where they are not common. They can be lawyers, they can be teachers where they generate something to improve their well-being. They also tell you that people that are living or that are members of the 27 Club are just mere drug addicts that are suffering from things like mental health, mental illness, things that they believe are problematic to their well-being as people. So I found such a response sufficient in proving who better achieves the aspect of living a life of better well-being. Yeah. So on those grounds, I would love to congratulate opposition team. Thank you. Any questions? Any questions from any team? Nothing that you need clarity on? I wish you well in your coming rounds.
Revival TV, amagarum wijwire.
Verdict. Of course, we expected to have the first team and the second team. In debate, we don't believe that we have people that lose. We have the first team and the second team. Still, at Revival TV, we are broadcasting this very inaugural debate national championship that is prepared and organized by Teachers Debate Network. It is important that we get feedback from different debaters as how they have seen their different rounds. And I will take this opportunity to welcome one very smart, good-looking lady that she's going to tell me how her round was and what was her experience. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Can we get to know you?
Yeah, I'm Amelia Kemegisha. I'm from Taizoa Girls. Okay. And in this very round, I was acting as the very first speaker of the team.
How was the round? Did you win?
Now, in debate, we either win or learn, but
okay.
We learned.
You learned. So you learned the hard way. Thank you so much, Kemegisha. Generally, please comment on the whole round. How was it according to you? Was it fair? Did you think that, yes, I admit that I lost because of some of the weaknesses that I had? How was the round?
Yeah, the round was generally good because, of course, I believe for most of us that have taken the affirmative side this time round, it was not to our very own side because it was either supporting a 27 club that of musicians that died due to drug abuse, or you support someone who's living an ordinary life. But then we were affirming this resolution where we're supporting that the 27 club, maybe saying it is of great impact, it has many influential people. But then, yeah, we take it upon ourselves that we didn't fully expose our burden of proof, because when you're the affirmer, you have to prove.
You have that burden to prove. Thank you so much, Kemgisha. And that was a very genuine position for her. And we believe that in the next round, you're going to win. We wish you nothing but the best. And so she says that, yes, she feels that the affirmative side or teams that were in the proposition had unfair ground. Well, we're going to listen from another student that has had another round, maybe from a different judge. I do not know what happened, but I will take it from there and get it from this still a very wonderful lady, very smart in her uniform, and she's going to let us know in what side was she. Indeed, if she was on the other side, was it still unfair for them? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Welcome from the hot round.
Thank you.
Was it an easy win or something else happened?
Apparently, I can't determine.
You can't determine?
Yes.
Okay, in which side were you?
We were affirming.
Affirming, so you still, proposition. So you still lost?
We deliberately learned.
They deliberately learned. Still it becomes a disadvantage. Generally comment on the whole round. How was it?
The round was fair, yeah, I can say.
Was it fair? Did you agree to the loss? Did you concede that indeed you lost?
It's not a loss.
Uh-huh.
It's a lesson.
It is a lesson. So she accepts that she paid the tuition and indeed she has learned her lesson. Is it true?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. What do you expect in the next round?
Honestly, I expect it to be hotter than the previous round.
You expect to be hotter. Yeah, is your team ready?
Yeah, it's ready to nail it.
So you are going to take the trophy home?
Exactly.
Which school are you from?
Boranyanji Girls Senior Secondary.
Boranyanji. And your name?
Niwe Trust Julian.
Trust Junior. Trust Junior says that she's ready to nail it and take it to Boranyanji Girls. Thank you so much, and may you win the next round. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still seeing, was it a bad case? Was it a bad resolution? For those that were on the affirmatives, I'm yet to actually make a conclusion if this comes out. Let me have this very smart gentleman that is in a necktie. I want to understand which school this is. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm good, sir.
How was your round?
Our round was hot and very amazing.
Was hot and very amazing. Let us know who you are.
Well, briefly, I'm Marinda Arnold, representing Kigezi High School.
Kigezi High School. Yes. Arnold says he's from Kigezi High School. From which side won and where were you belonging in the previous round?
In the previous round, I was on the government side and I actually took the win.
Wow, for the first time. Round of applause for now Arnold and the team that they were the first people on the government side and they took the debate. How different did you make it? Because you've seen the previous tournament, different rounds, other proposition teams lost it. For you, what made you stand out?
Well, on accountability that we've gone through so many rounds, from each round you get to learn something and you get to know how to do something better. So if you're given a case at first hand, all you have to do is deliver best, and at the end of the day you oppose what the other people have said, and then you get to stand a chance to win.
Wow, these people had a very interesting strategy that they have had experience from other rounds that they've had, and they are now using the same strategy to win. Do you expect to win the next round?
Yes, I expect to win the next round.
Do you want to win the tournament?
I want to take the trophy home.
You want to take the trophy home?
Yes.
Wow. I am here watching. Thank you so much. Segura Donia is my name, and I am hosting you live on Revival TV, taking you throughout this whole tournament, and we're seeing who is going to be the winner of the inaugural Teachers Debate Network Uganda, a tournament that has been hosted by entire school. Reliably informed that we have 32 schools coming up with 54 teams that are debating in this whole national tournament. I have debated before, and I can understand the pressure that these students are going through. Yes, indeed. And of course, by the time we come back, we shall know who is going to take it at the end of the day. Can I have one more lady who is confident that can tell us how their round was? One more lady, please. She's very, very confident and smart. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
How was the round?
It was fair.
I beg your pardon?
It was fair.
Now that you've given us that it was fair, how fair was it? Did you win?
Actually, for me, in debates, there is no losing. We just learn.
You see, debaters have a lot of English. There is no losing, they just learned. How did you learn?
I got to know our mistakes, and I promise to improve in the next round. Maybe.
So I should look out for you in the next round?
Yeah.
Which school?
Cobbs.
What is Cobbs?
It is Kobulubulu Senior Secondary School.
From where? Which district?
Kabramaido District.
Kabramaido District. Wow. In which region is that school?
Eastern.
Eastern. How many kilometers have you moved to come to Mbarara?
I did not just take my time calculating.
But there are so many.
So many.
I understand that you go across very many districts to reach Mbarara.
Yeah.
Are you taking it to the east?
I'm preparing for next year's semi-finals.
Oh my God. She's preparing for next year's national semi-finals. So you're now in your training.
Yeah.
Those that will come next year should be ready for you.
Yeah.
We wish you good luck next year. Thank you so much. She says she's from Kaberamaido District and she comes straight to Mbarara for this inaugural debate tournament that is being hosted at Ntale School. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate all of the debaters. The debate hall is so full, is full of debaters that have come from different kinds of life. And coming from different kind of life comes with different thinkings and arguments that brought together we see who takes the day and the round. And of course we have a various series of sessions that we've had that I've seen on our rounds. We are talking about drugs, we are talking about addictions, we are talking about different things that youth are going through and are being actually haunted to achieve their success. In my next round, I will come with a resolution that directly talks about these very addictions, these drugs that youth or students have gotten addicted to. Could there be a student that wants to talk about these drugs, the importance of this theme and these debates to the students? Yes, please step forward and hold up my microphone. Tell us how important do you feel these debates are to students that are out there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm all right, sir.
Can I get to know your name?
My name is Masareka Uthman Ramadan.
From which school?
St. Francis Xavier Secondary School, Kagadi.
That is in which district?
It is in Kagadi District.
Kagadi District. You're welcome to Mbarara.
Thank you.
How important are these debates to you? By the fact that you've moved from Kagadi now to Mbarara.
Actually, the primary importance of these debates, we are training future leaders.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I can conclude and say that all these will be leaders?
They will be leaders.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, to you as an individual, this theme you're talking about drugs, you're talking about addictions and different things. How important is this kind of debate to you?
Actually, the role of us debaters is to look for solutions to the problems.
Okay.
And this addiction of drugs has become actually a tragic problem almost in all schools around the world. So we have come up for certain solutions that can help us manage the issue of addiction.
Wow. So we are going to find solutions of how we can manage addictions in schools. Thank you so much, Masereka, right? I get you right. And wishing you the best in your debates is very national tournament. I am so glad, ladies and gentlemen, that we are talking about this. I had a friend who actually died, not only dying, but lost their education because of drugs. And now such a tournament coming to address the problem of drugs and addictions, it is paramount in this kind of time. And it is timely and seasonal. And we appreciate the organizers, the four thinkers of this very debate national. I want to reach out to a debate patron. Wow. Debate patrons, please step forward. I want to understand they are here as coaches, they are here as team leaders, they are here as people who have prepared their teams to come for this tournament. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
How are you?
I'm okay.
You're good?
Yes.
Can we get to know you?
Okay, my name is Mr. Premier Secondary School, Hoima.
Hoima, how many
Yes.
districts from here?
Over 10 districts.
Over 10 districts.
Yes.
And you've come to win.
We came to win and we were the first people to arrive here.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
How prepared is your team?
I want to tell you our team, actually we moved these two teams and they are so dedicated, well prepared to actually get back with the trophy. Winyoro is looking at Premier SS, taking back.
All hopes of Munyoro at Premier.
Exactly.
How many rounds have you won?
So far we have won 3 clear rounds
Out
and
of-
1 was silent out of 5.
But you believe you won the silent?
Possibly.
That's interesting. So what makes this national unique, more unique from other nationals you've attended?
First of this kind, we have seen the adjudication being so fair.
Wow.
And actually, my learners experiencing clear meals, as well as having all regions well represented, where networking gets more important to us.
Networking, the point of networking. Thank you so much. We wish you so very much of a success and going back to Hoima as victors of this debate national. I want to get someone who has had the first experience of a national debate. If you know you've had the first experience of a national debate, please step forward. Step forward if you had the first experience. If you have come to the national debate for the first time, step forward. And we shall get to listen from you. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you,
How
sir.
are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yes.
Yes, please.
What is your experience in this debate national?
Well, I feel like when you are in a debate national,
Yes. You come this side. Come this side.
you get to meet people from around the country.
Yes.
You get to interact with friends from Arua. From
Have you made friends yet? How many?
I can't count them.
Okay.
Yes,
So you
please.
feel this is a very exciting moment?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Your
personally.
name and from which school?
I'm called Ankunda Emmanuel from St. Francis Xavier, Kagadi.
Kagadi.
Yes,
Where the
please.
Prime Minister comes from, right?
Yeah.
You're blessed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We wish you the best and good luck. Yes. Good afternoon, big lady.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You look smart.
Thank you.
How was the round?
The rounds were nice.
Mm.
We've been learning from one to the other to the other. It's like everyday learning.
You're just learning.
Yes.
Okay. How is the first experience in this round?
It's been great because all the judges are just fair. Regardless to how we failed the first one.
Okay, can the whole house clap for the judges? Because everyone is saying they are fair. If we agree, please clap for the judges. Okay, please proceed.
So I've been seeing, okay, they explain to you to the level that you know where you went wrong. They
Yes.
cannot conclude that you failed due to this and this, but they give you the view to why you failed. You really see that
And
here,
you understand.
here I was not making it.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So do you feel you're performing to your best?
Yeah, we're performing to the best. Actually, I'm from Air Force. My name is Gumbada from Ntale.
From Ntale,
Yes.
Air Force.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So
quite far.
we are striving hard and we know we shall make it.
Thank you. This is from Air Force Ntale, and she has come for this national. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
How are
sir.
you doing?
Good.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
From which school?
From Chiwingo Girls Secondary
Sibingo
School.
Girls. What is your name?
My name is Mtuanchide Kopsheshi.
Kobsheshe. A real Munyankole now here. How is your first experience?
Actually, it is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing and great, full of learning.
What makes it very amazing?
Amazing is the kind of people here, the kind of debates you go through, the judges, you know, the feedbacks, how they tell you
The
how
feedback.
to do this instead of this.
Yes, I want to say kudos to judges. Thank you so much for giving people feedback, judges. Thank you. And you feel that is making it very, very interesting.
Very interesting.
Are you winning?
Too?
Are you winning the motions?
Actually, not. But we learn.
You learn. Thank you so much, and we wish you very good luck. Kobusheshe from Chiwingo Girls. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You also seem to be from Chiwingo.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
What is your name?
Natulinda Shina.
Naturinda Shina. How was the round?
The rounds were fair.
How many rounds have you done so far?
Not yet, but one.
One. Thank you so much. You have done how many rounds?
We have done all the rounds up to now, so we will win the one.
So you have only won one.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your experience like?
My experience in this debate is that I've learned a lot, whereby it is not really a simple way to go, but then with hope and trust we wish to perform to its level best and continue to learn more for excellence. So.
Do you feel you will perform to your best?
Indeed.
Indeed. Thank you. I wish you the best. I don't know how others. Thank you so much and good luck. On my right now, a very bold gentleman. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You're saying this is your first round. This is your first national tournament.
Yes.
How is it?
Actually, and first and foremost, I am absolutely excited. Actually, since this is my first time to come to participate in the national debates, and I want to say I am extraordinarily excited. I am over the moon. So
over the moon.
Yes.
Yes. From which district are you?
I'm actually from Koboko district. That is West Nile.
Koboko. That is West Nile. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
West Nile. Like how many districts do you cross?
From West Nile to Mbarara.
Eh.
I think over 20 districts.
Over 20?
Yeah.
Are you taking the trophy?
Trophy? Actually, we are racing for that.
You're racing for that. How many rounds have you won?
We actually have won 3 rounds.
3 rounds out of
5.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's good. I wish you good luck.
Thank
and
you.
may you take it back to Koboko district. Yes. St. Andrews SS. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to
you.
you.
Look so smart.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Which class are you?
I'm senior 6.
Senior 6. Your
Yes.
name?
My name is Odoi Collins Centurio.
I beg your pardon?
My name is Odoi Collins Centurio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
From which school?
I'm from St. Andrews Secondary School, Mukono.
Mukono.
Yes.
How is your first tournament like?
Our first tournament has been fair. Yes. And mind you, our school has been in existence now for 4 years.
For 4 years.
And this is our
and
first
you're coming
national.
for the first national.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Some of the schools have existed for how many years? I don't know, but they haven't come for the national. Yes. Are you proud of your school?
I'm proud of our school. Yes.
What report are you taking back?
I'm taking a very good report to our school because of what I've learned from here, and basically because of the impact of the tournaments which are taking place.
Yes.
It's helping to address the issue in the society, because it's not ending here in the bedroom.
Yes.
No, it's impacting the society because we are addressing drugs solely in the youth, which is very crucial in society.
Thank you. We wish you good luck as you go back to Mukono. Yes. And finally, these other ladies and gentlemen that have come for the very first time. You'll tell us your experience, who you are and where you're from, and what makes it outstanding. Gentlemen, you have very nice shades, eh?
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes. How is your first tournament?
It's good. Yeah, we have 3 wins, and we also experience and friends we're getting here is also good.
The friends you're getting,
Yeah.
the experience you're getting. I
Yeah.
see you're winning with 3 wins.
Yeah.
I'm yet to understand who has lost all the rounds. Yes, from which school are you?
I'm from Rubare Secondary School.
Rubare.
Yeah.
Your name is?
Kakama Wilson.
Kakama. I wish you good luck,
Thank you.
nothing else. Thank you so much. He says he had 3 wins and it's very, very interesting. Good afternoon, lady.
Good afternoon, Chisa.
How are you doing?
All right, thank you.
Are you okay?
Very well.
From which school?
Ntungamo Girls High School.
Oh, Ntungamo Girls High School, from the first district of the first lady of this country.
Yes.
How was the round?
The round was fair.
Was fair. You see, when you say fair, I tend to understand what you mean. Did you win?
No.
What happened?
Well, we learned.
Whom do you blame for the loss? Genuinely.
I blame the judge.
Ah, you blame the judge. I expected that. Okay. How is your first experience?
It is very interesting.
You're making friends?
Yes.
How many have you made so far?
Well, uncountable.
Uncountable.
Yes.
Yes. And do you think you're going to go different?
Very much, and I've already seen the change.
You've seen the change?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I wish you good luck, and I want you to win the trophy. I don't know how about you, whether you wish yourself good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good time, good time. And someone says that they blame the judge. Gentlemen, draw close. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are you winning?
Yeah, we are winning.
How many rounds have you won?
I won all the rounds except one.
And now, okay, please speak to us. How many rounds have you won?
We won 4 rounds and we lost 1.
And you lost 1.
Yes.
And you feel, whom do you blame for the loss?
Probably because we didn't have good arguments, I think we blame ourselves.
You blame yourself.
Yes.
That was good. The first time I'm seeing someone saying, yes, we blame ourselves for the loss. How exceptional is this national to you?
Probably the nationals, to me, I believe that the best things that I've experienced today, because the first thing, it improves my IQ through the impromptu.
Thinking so fast.
Yes. So I believe anytime when I'm given any resolution, then probably I'll be able to stand about it. So
Wow.
that's something that I believe has
So
motivated
even if
me
I
today.
brought a resolution right now,
I'll do it.
you can
yes.
have a solution.
Yes.
Thank you. From which school?
From St. Joseph's College, Ombachi, Arua.
Aye, my God. From which school?
St. Joseph's College, Ombachi.
In which district?
Arua.
Arua
City,
City.
Yes.
This is great sacrifice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming straight to Mbarara, the land of milk and honey. Have you tasted milk?
Several days.
How is it?
Just there also. As usual, it's as usual.
Not as you. Is it more different from the one in Arua?
Probably, yes.
And better?
Yes. To some
Better buy a jerrycan and go with some.
I wish that
Thank you so much. I wish you good luck. Yes, lady. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You okay?
Yeah.
Are you winning?
Yes, we are.
How many rounds so far?
So far, we've only lost 1 round.
You've only lost 1 round. Okay. Whom do you blame for the loss?
Okay. The actual thing of that question.
Yes.
The blame for the loss.
Help me face these people because they want to hear from you. Whom do you blame for the loss?
The loss was actually both the judge and us.
And you, your team. You feel your team was not well prepared?
No, we were well prepared, but due to the fact that we did not give one thing which was actually not supposed to be given, the judge actually made us lose.
The judge made you lose.
Which was actually not supposed to be given.
Oh, sorry. I wish I was in that room.
Yeah.
So you feel you're going to win minus that loss?
Yes.
How is your first experience of this debate national?
It's actually a very nice experience. You get to explore a lot of things in the world. You get to know more. You get to learn a lot more tactics on debate. You get to become more confident, and you get to become more influential to others, and you also get influence from other people.
Wow, that's interesting. She's a very calm lady. Can we get to know your name?
I'm called Ankunda Martha.
Mm-hmm.
From Chigezi High School.
Yes.
Kabale district.
Kabale. You are a Muchiga?
Yes.
A real Muchiga. How do you
Yes.
greet in Luchiga?
Agand.
Then how do you respond?
Nije.
Ndije, ndiaho.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Wish you all the best
Thank
in your rounds that are remaining. I have the final 3 gentlemen. Sir, you look so smart in that tie.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
How do you greet in your language?
It's a cave.
Huh?
It's a cave.
And how do you respond?
I'm fine. Okay, when trying to say I'm fine, you will be like, Anaquez.
Anaquez. So greet me.
Cave.
Anaquez.
Yeah, that's
Which
how it
language is that?
That's Arabic.
That is?
Arabic.
Arabic.
Yeah.
From which school?
I'm from St. Joseph's School of Jombati.
Which district?
Arua City.
You people, you've been hearing of Arua, Koboko. You've been asking yourself, how do those people look like? He's here. He's here. He looks like a Munyankole from Kazo, Chiruhura. How do you find milk here?
Okay, milk has been something that I've been taking often when I'm at home, so
Yes.
yeah, it's good. Yeah.
So you find this milk here so good?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. How was the first debate tournament that you've attended?
This is actually my first time to be in a nationals, and first things are always the best, so I'm having a good time. The best thing that I've learned is that you get to realize that there are some people who are better than you, so all you have to do is get back and then learn.
And learn. Are you winning?
Yeah, so far so good. We have won 3 out of the 5 debates we had.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
But you feel you're going to break?
Yeah, I'm confident, yeah.
That you're going to break?
We are going through, yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Second last. Second last is a man on my right. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, too.
You're good?
Yeah.
From which school?
Ijumo Progressive Secondary School.
Ijumo.
Yeah.
Which district?
Mitoma District.
Aye, of the deputy speaker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
How do you find this debate tournament?
This debate tournament, I found it interesting.
How interesting?
Just because there is fair judgment. Yeah.
There is fair judgment.
Yeah.
And have you won all the rounds?
No.
How many have you won?
3.
And lost?
2.
So you feel it is not the reason as to why you've lost. You're not blaming judges to why you've lost.
Yes.
Judges are good?
Yes.
Wow. Guys, clap for the judges. Those who believe that judges for this tournament are good, clap for the judges. You will want to be judges and people will tell you that man made me lose that round. So are you progressing and you hope to win the tournament?
Yes.
I wish a very great success to Ijumo. Thank you. Your name is?
Ayebare Osbat.
Ayebare Osbat from Ijumo Progressive. Thank you, Mitoma District. Finally, gentlemen, step forward. I want you to face in that camera, right? He's seemingly the youngest today, right? Please clap for him. How old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
You have anyone below 15? If you know you're below 15, please step forward. If you know you are below 15, step forward. I want 2 people that are below 15. People that are below 15. 2 people. Those are enough. Those are enough. Those are enough. Those are enough. And you're going to hear the experiences of the very young ones. How are you doing?
So far, so good.
What is your name?
I'm Sasua Given.
Given. From which school?
Shabjimbi SS.
Wait. You're in secondary school?
Yes.
Maybe it's a mixed primary, secondary.
It's secondary just.
Which class are you?
I'm in Form 3.
You guys, I want things to be clear. Viewers, I want things to be clear. This young man says he's in Form 3. Do you agree with me? Eh? Okay, let us take it at that. For purposes of voting next year. How is this tournament to you?
Normally, this tournament, it was kind of promising.
Guys, listen to the English of a 15-year-old. How was your tournament?
I said it was kind of promising that there is everyone who gets, like, there is respect for your talent. If you're talented in such a thing, you have a room for expression.
You have a room for expression. Please clap for him. Clap for him. He has a very exciting accent. How many rounds have you won?
So far, we have won 3 rounds out of 5.
Out of 5?
Yes.
Do you think you're blaming judges to have lost the other rounds?
No,
Yes.
I don't blame judges.
Whom do you blame?
I blame myself.
Yourself.
Yes.
Do you feel you'll break to the other round, to the other session or rounds?
Obviously, I don't know what God may decide, but as the judges tell us, may the best team win.
Wow. Thank you so much. Your name? Given.
Yes.
Wow. From which school?
Chabujimbi SS.
Chabujimbi SS with that kind of English. Please clap for him. He's just 15 years and I would really love to encourage you. Me at 15, I don't know where I was. I didn't know whether I could debate at that age, but you're now debating. May you win the next round and the next tournament. Thank you. Now, isn't she smart? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
I want you to face that camera. Yes. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Your name?
Noe Hannah.
She's called Hannah. Hannah from which school?
Mbarara Municipal School.
She's very clear. Mbarara Municipal School. How many rounds?
Not quite updated on the debating side. I'm a news anchor.
You are a news anchor. Yes. Hannah, come, step forward. We want a phenomenal session for you. Hannah, please. I've seen Hannah on TikTok. Yes, I've seen Hannah on TikTok. She does news anchoring. In just 1 minute, in assumption that you are on Revival TV, please introduce to us our bulletin this afternoon.
I have to take time and think of a leading.
Okay, on this whole debate tournament, that it is your introduction, your headline in your bulletin. Please introduce to us as a news anchor.
Good afternoon, I am Noe Hannah, and I'm here not just to tell today's story, but to help you see the world a little differently. Let's dive into the headlines that matter most. Today, Revival TV brings to you a teachers' debate network, where different teams from different districts all over Uganda combated at Ntale School for championships.
Wow. Can you appreciate her? Now, for you debaters, you know impromptu motions. This was an impromptu bulletin for her, and I think she convinces that she can win, right? Thank you so much, Hannah. How do you find news anchoring?
I find it's not really like my dream, but this is my second time competing in for news anchoring at national level. So I think with time I'm picking a lot of interest in it. And I think maybe when I'm older, I would do that as a side job.
As a side job?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Are you winning?
Yes, except that in news anchoring, we are only 2 people from the same stream in primary level.
Ah, from the same stream.
Same stream in
same
class.
School, same stream in class.
Yes.
Here in this national.
Yes.
Okay, we shall see who emerges as the best. But of course, we know the school has already won, but who takes over now from the 2 that are from the same stream? I wish you all the best, Hannah, and may you succeed in news anchoring. Hi, young lady.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
What is your name?
My name is Ajira Isabella.
Isabella, from which school?
Coloma Primary School.
Coloma, from which district?
Mbarara District.
Mbarara.
Yes.
Which class are you in?
I am in Primary 6.
Primary 6.
Yes.
Primary 6, right? How many debate rounds have you had?
We have had so far 4 rounds.
How many have you won?
3.
3, and you've lost 1?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you find this tournament?
I find it good because I get to learn, and for the rounds I win, I don't become too excited, but I look forward rather than looking in the past.
Wow. Please clap for her. None of the secondary students have said this. Would you repeat that statement?
For the rounds I lose, I learn, and I find out why I have lost. And for the rounds I win, I look forward but not looking in the past.
Please, a round of applause. A round of applause for her. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And may you win this tournament.
Amen.
Thank you so much. And finally, from Koloma once again, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Can we get to know your name?
My name is Ntale Praise.
Praise, from Koloma.
Yes.
Which class are you?
I'm in primary 6.
Primary 6. Yes. Have you debated?
Yes.
How many rounds?
4.
And 1?
I lost 1.
You lost 1. Yes. How do you define this whole tournament? What makes it very exclusive for you to be in this tournament?
I find many friendly people.
Yes.
Yeah.
You find very many friendly people.
Yes.
Do you hope you're going to win?
Yeah.
Wow, I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we get back and now we are going to get to the organizers of this tournament. Of course, as I said, I am Adonia and I am convening this at Revival TV, where we're saying we're bringing you this live from Ntale School, where schools have come together in this National Debate Championship organized by Teachers Debate Network Uganda, and students, pupils are gathered to see solutions, argue out cases on seeing very better societies that are drug-free, for those that are addicted to see how they come out of that addiction to be better citizens. Thank you so much. We connect again after another round. I hand over to the organizers of this tournament. I salute. Please keep at Revival TV. Thank you.
Okay, so lunch is ready. We'll just be moving in for lunch. There's going to be like 2 programs after lunch. One will be around. The other will be a conversation from the parliament. So we're not certain which one will come first, but either we're going to do both the round, and we'll also be having that panel discussion after. So please move for lunch now. We are getting done with lunch in 45 minutes. So move for lunch now.
Revival TV, amagarum wijwire. Otaferwa Revival TV.
Ndafta sente omu itaka. Noyenda kudevelopinga itaka lyawe. Nokunda kuhurikiza ebintu birungi ebikwataine n'amataka. The Land Talk Show na program yawe.
Yagaita hakiganiro cy'abakugombya amataka. Abino bukugomu kutungura mwanya. Abakugomu kwetegereza by'amataka. Naba batungira itako mu rundu rwabo go kubanza.
Amataka agaga kubagari ya mahanda kuruga omu kilomita 5. Kurugariye mu kikari 5. Agamataka mingi gagari ya mahanda nibageta ku masho.
Buri Sunday tukuratire orukuhururo kwecumintereza ahabikura abana samo ebihembo nebihame biryo mu kukore sitaka
okuhinga okurya okunywa nibiruga omwitaka okuturage no kushemererwa amajuga aboneyire bwona no mwitaka nabwe kitaka tihine kintu kiri kushana nkitaka